Yeah, it feels like the timescale for this one getting completed is shortening now. We know that there has been this dilemma for Benjamin Šeško with regards to where does he want to go, but with Newcastle's aggression and their offers that have been on the table, it certainly feels like he's headed towards the northeast at the moment. Now, Newcastle's initial offer of €75 million with €5 million in add-ons was not rejected, but RB Leipzig said, right, that's kind of where we're at, but we'd just like to discuss the payment terms, the structure, and any potential extra add-ons that we can get. And last night, Sky in Germany were reporting that they had gone back in with a second offer, which we believe to be a guaranteed €80 million with some add-ons as well. So Newcastle United and Eddie Howe in the market for a striker, pushing hard. And last night, it looked like they made a significant step forward to try and get this deal agreed. We know that Manchester United have been lurking in the background for some time. Our information is that Manchester United would be willing to sign Šeško and potentially make RB Leipzig an offer of around €80 million as well. He'll get very similar wages at both football clubs, and ultimately this has been left to the player to decide. Where would you like to go? Would you like to go and join Eddie Howe's Newcastle United or Ruben Amorim at Manchester United? But in the early stages of this deal, it's been Newcastle that have been making all of the significant steps to try and get the player and convince the player that he has a long, strong and positive future in the Premier League, but in the North East. Be interesting to see what Manchester United do, but it certainly feels like today is going to be a significant day with movement on this particular deal. I don't think by Thursday or Friday we'll be talking about where is Benjamin Šeško going. I think we're going to know very soon.
Right, Jay Bothroyd, welcome. Let's start with the Newcastle side of things and then move on to Manchester United. If Isak goes, is he the perfect replacement?
Yeah, I think it would be a great signing. I really like the way he plays. He's got a lot of great attributes, very strong. He is 22 years old as well, so you've got a lot of upside from that point of view, even though you're spending a lot of money for someone that's obviously not proven in the Premier League yet. But, I mean, he would have time to bed himself in and grow as a good player, just like Isak kind of did, really. But again, I think he's a great goal scorer, great movement. He's got a good touch. He can manufacture his own goals, which is very important. And if Isak is going, I mean, in my opinion, Isak is probably the best all-round number 9 right now in the world. And to bring someone like that in with so much potential, I think it would be a great signing for Newcastle.
This is the question that everybody's asking right now. I mean, if you were Benjamin Šeško and you were given that choice, Newcastle United or Manchester United, right now, what's the more attractive option? I
mean, both clubs are great clubs and it's great for him to be in that position. But I still don't think you can turn down Man United. I still think there's a big ceiling for Man United, obviously because of the financial fair play as well. They're going to be able to do more things in the market going forward. But I can't see beyond Man United for me. I feel like he's made some, Amorim's made some really good signings, and Mbeumo, Cunha, and to have him as that focal point, that number 9, I think it would be great for him. But again, both clubs are great options. You know, every time I speak negatively about Newcastle, I always get a stick. But I mean,
don't do it then.
Yeah, no, I'm not speaking negatively about him. I think there's two great clubs, but I just feel like, I think it's two great clubs, and I just feel like you still can't go see beyond Man United for this one.
I'll tell you what, I'll counteract then. I think Newcastle would be the perfect next step for Benjamin Šeško because of one person only, Eddie Howe. You know, at 22 years old, he has age on his side. There's no question that he has the potential to be a top player, hence why you've got big Premier League clubs that are interested in him. Just 2 transfer summers ago, Real Madrid were tracking Šeško and had a plan to take him to Madrid at some stage in his career, and they've been monitoring him for such a long period of time. But when you look at him right now, he is almost exactly what Alexander Isak was. He needs to go to a club where he can play, where he can be developed, coached, and he can fulfill the potential that a lot of clubs have seen in him. And which club has the best track record of developing players in the Premier League over the last few years? It would be Eddie Howe and Newcastle United. You just look at what he did with Isak or Bruno or Tonali or Tino or Lewis Hall. He makes players better, and Šeško and his people should go, well, actually, at 22, we can go there for 3 or 4 years, and then at 25 or 26, then go and get the big money move, or go and get the big Champions League club, which Newcastle are, by the way, at the moment. So for his career, it actually makes sense for him if he's going to get similar wages at both clubs, to go and play Champions League football and to go and play under a coach that can develop him.
So you're saying that Newcastle's stepping stone?
I'm not saying it's a stepping stone. I'm saying for him right now, that would be the next
disrespect
best
here.
step.
No, I would.
You started on me already.
He was getting Newcastle fans on his side.
I know exactly.
They kind of said stepping stone.
I just feel like, I mean, obviously, if Man United was to go and improve, Amorim was to get them being successful, playing the way he wants them to play, a club like Man United is that next step, right? So I feel like if it's going to be a club like that, then you might as well go there now and try and help build it and be that number 9, because he's going to play week in, week out. There's no doubt about that, because obviously Amorim don't really fancy Højlund. We see that last year. He didn't play much even when he was fit. I feel like Šeško would be a great signing for Man United as well.
You mentioned Højlund there. Could he be a trump card for Manchester United in terms of going the other way?
They'd like him to be, but he won't be. Rasmus Højlund has made it quite clear to the hierarchy at Manchester United, I want to stay at Old Trafford, I want to fight for my place, I want to be a part of this new look Manchester United team. We know that there has been discussions between RB Leipzig and Manchester United. It wouldn't be a swap deal, but there would potentially be, RB Leipzig losing a striker and then gaining a striker in the same conversation. So it certainly suit them. But what we do know is that there is a lot of interest in Rasmus Højlund from teams in Serie A. I think virtually all of the big sides.
He did well there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did when he was at Atalanta. He wasn't there for a long period of time. His trajectory has been so sharp.
Yeah.
And he's moved from club to club to club quite quickly because he's done so well. And he's gone from being a £5 million player to a £70 million player. So therefore, there is an awareness about the qualities he has in Serie A, hence why there is a lot of clubs interested in him. We know that AC Milan, the latest side to express their interest in the player. Be interesting to see how things develop. But yeah, he's got options on the table, that's for sure.
Well, that's Šeško. It does take us back to Alexander Isak, though, because he is back at the club's training ground. He was there yesterday. We had those shots of him arriving. His teammates will be arriving back soon. If you're in his position, Jay, how difficult will it be for Isak when those teammates come back in?
I don't think it would be difficult for him, and I don't think his teammates will give him a hard time, because ultimately, again, he's what, in their eyes, he's one of the best number 9s in the world. I think he's the best number 9 in the world. I think he'll slot back in. Obviously, they need him. They know how well he's played. They know how well he's developed over the last few years. So I don't think they'll give him a tough time. To be honest, I feel like Eddie Howe, I mean, I've seen reports this morning that he said you've got to earn the right to train with the squad. I mean, that's ridiculous. Someone like that, he should be in that squad anyway, just in case he doesn't, I'm saying, because ultimately, Eddie Howe would probably be upsetting Isak by saying you have to train with it under 23.
If you're a teammate, would you be siding with the player or the manager in this situation?
I mean, if I was a player, I'd want my best player, my game changer, to train with us still, because there's no guarantee that he is going to leave. So you want him in and around the squad. Of course, Isak wants to leave. It seems like Newcastle want to sign him, even though we're exploring other options. But ultimately, I think that the players will welcome him, and he's going to go in there and be professional as well.
Does he not have to set a precedent? The manager has to say, look, these are the rules of this football club. No one is bigger than Newcastle United, and if you want to be a part of this, you've got to fall into line. Otherwise, other players will think, well, actually, if I don't do as I'm told, I can just engineer my move.
Yeah, I mean, there is part of that. I mean, we don't know exactly what's happened behind the scenes. But from my point of view, I look at it and I say there's a lot of